Many ghost stories have easily traceable roots in deep psychological fears ingrained in our basic instincts. We want to protect our children and fear what will happen to them the moment they're out of our sight. We fear corpses as they indicate our own mortality and make us wonder if whatever killed them could get us as well. We fear the darkness because it blinds our senses. Why then do certain images keep appearing again and again? An image, a description that many describe when trying to conceive of a terrifying entity that has no resemblance to any known predators. A human, bald, with black eyes, and an elongated, slender figure with long fingers and pale skin. A description that was once used to describe certain vampires of old, and now an image assigned to other entities, such as Slenderman, or many a nameless monster in a ghost story. What could have happened to burn this image so deep into our subconscious mind? Could it be that a creature fitting this description exists? One whose behavior is so terrifying that it dwarfs our fear of other? Maybe apparently practical fears, I would doubt it, but considering certain circumstances, I can't help but think it must be true. I believe there must be creatures who fit this description. Creatures like the one that's watching you through your window right now. Did I get ya? If not, oh well. But hey guys, it's me, Lucid. Thank you so much for 100 subscribers. I'm ever so grateful for this. You guys are absolutely amazing. I wanted to give a special shout out to a few people that have helped me get to this point, and to many more amazing feats in the future. I wanted to start off with Jensen. He's an old friend of mine who has helped me through thick and thin, and he's just helped me so much with this channel and given me so much guidance. But yeah, Jensen, if you're watching this, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Next person, I wanted to thank Ashley Rose Wellman. Thank you for the stories that you put so much effort in, and I love our amazing friendship that has grown so well. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. There's also a few other people that I would like to mention. I don't have to explain myself much because they already know. Mad Chatter, Lady Spucaria, Raven, Demon Creep, Weekly Creeps, Creepy Clown Girl, The Creeping Hour, Maskino, and many other amazing people that I have met. You know exactly who you are. But without further ado, let's get right into this 100 subscriber special. So, turn off the lights, grab a blanket, grab some headphones, and let's get ready to dive into these stories. It told me I had two choices: seeing it or hearing it. I would have done anything to never see it again. But now, when I lie in bed at night, I'm not sure if the breathing is coming from under the bed or from up on the ceiling. This is not a story. This is not some fucked up fable about some man with long arms. This is not a story about a demon with sunken eyes that tears the flesh softly from your weak muscle tendons and gnaws away at your bone marrow. This is my warning against these guys. To tell someone about them. To get this shit off my chest. As of now, it is becoming too hard to handle. For the last few months, I have been followed. I'm being watched by these people. These people in the windows. I guess I'm getting ahead of myself here, as you probably don't understand what I'm talking about at the moment. I can explain. About a year and a half ago, I had moved away from my hometown of Hawaii Kai. It's a small community on the even smaller island of Oahe, located on the ever-warm Hawaii. My parents had found a house in Iwa Beach, which was directly on the other side of the island. Unfortunately, this meant I had to leave all of my friends during the move. Since this had been about the 100th time we had moved out of town that I had just gotten used to, I convinced my parents that it would be better for me to attend an online school. I figured that way if we ever moved again, I wouldn't have to remake all my friends again, which I've had to do for pretty much all my life, being in a military family and all. They promptly agreed that I could, mostly as their way of saying sorry for moving so much, and I started up my online school year. The school itself was amazing. Well, I guess the courses were. They actually taught challenging material that gave understanding to the class, which, incidentally, never happened in any of my other attended schools I've gone to in Hawaii. Oh, that's right. I haven't even gotten to the best part. I got to sleep in until whenever I wanted, and got to stay up until the late hours of the night. Everything was great. I met a beautiful girl, got honor roll, and became part of the honor society, and I even got a job online as a graphic designer. 3 months had passed, and I made a routine for myself. When I decided that I have had enough of gaming and watching YouTube, I went downstairs to grab a drink, which was my usual routine. My downstairs was fairly large with no closed-off rooms, so it was a big open expanse in which I had free reign over at night. The entire downstairs was surrounded by windows which gave out no light at night, due to there being no trees encompassing the entirety of the house. But this is where things started to go wrong. I started to notice them. While walking down the stairs, I caught a glimpse of something in the window frame of the doorway. It was peach in color, slightly brown but much too blurry to make out. It was round, but not a circle. After realizing that I saw something, I looked quickly back at the window and saw the void of the night. Nothing. Must have been my imagination. It's late. It was nothing. Making my way to the refrigerator to get my nightly glass of water, I noticed something in the corner of my eye, in the window above the kitchen sink. I wouldn't have looked. I shouldn't have looked. But the blur in the small area of my eye, barely capable of even capturing anything, moved. It moved fast. I remember that it moved like how a spider walks up a wall, in short skittering bursts of seizure-like movement. Then it stopped. I looked over casually. Moths were always around the house. This was just another one. No, it was not a moth. It was not anything that I could have imagined or wanted to imagine. It was a face. It wasn't human. It was too distorted. Looking back, I think that it wanted to look like a human, to look like us, but couldn't get it right. What I saw behind the window was a face of mixed flesh. The head was much too flattened and fat. The eyes were off. The right eye was too large to be normal, and the left was squinted tightly so that it looked like a black roach, being crushed and twitching from the pain. The mouth was the worst. It twisted and turned down to his neck, making a repulsive frown that was more akin to a snake or a Venus flytrap than a human. I was quiet. No, this was not real. I fell asleep while playing my game. I would wake up in a few short moments. We stared. It was motionless. My heart thumped against my eardrums, creating explosions of blood and sound within my head. It started to open its mouth, lips pressed against my protection, the window glass, making a sound like someone sliding their hand across a car door. I ran upstairs. I closed my door and covered my head under my blankets. I closed the windows tight. I did not sleep that night. I distracted my mind with the internet, using it as a pain medication for my problem. The next morning, I dreaded the night. I kept my windows closed. I did not go downstairs. My parents were concerned, but in the end they had jobs, and I was left at home for school. Night came faster than I wanted it to. I almost made it through the night without going out for anything. But at about 4 a.m., I woke up. I had to use the bathroom. Not awake enough fully to remember the events from the previous night, I mindlessly walked out, did my business, and exited the bathroom. I heard a thump on something. Without thinking, I looked to the source. In the pitch black of the night, I made out something in the bottom corner of the second-story window. It was a face. This time there were no eyes. In place of them, there were pitch-black voids with a scowling frown for a mouth. There was no nose, no ears, and on its head there was a dirty mess of hair. It looked angry. We started. I tried to move, but when I did, it looked angrier. I was sweating. I was quivering from fear. Tears were forming from my eyes. I couldn't do anything. The face returned back to its original expression of hatred towards me and seemed to calm down. I did not move. I did not want to see the horrible anger change to murderous intent again. Then I heard something, a thud from behind me. I woke up in the morning outside on the front lawn. I remember clearly what happened last night. I did not remember falling asleep. I did not remember going outside. It was 6 a.m. and the sun was barely rising. The door was locked, and I had to wait for my family to wake up to get back in. The faces, over time, got worse. They came to me in multitude, until all of my windows were filled with 3 or 4 faces, all staring at me, all trying to be human, yet failing in every way. We moved a year later, back to Hawaii Kai. The faces stopped. Until last week, they came back. The sounds, the thuds, the sound of flesh pounding against the glass. They are back. They followed me. They have gotten worse. They're opening the doors. They're touching me in my sleep. I woke up in the mountains behind my house with scratches all over my body. This time I woke up at night. I don't know what to do. I need help. Please. I am being followed. They're always watching.